We're gonna make a little shrimp risotto today. So we got some shrimp and we're gonna saute the shrimp ahead of time with some rum and butter, a little bit of salt. Then we're going to make the risotto. We have garlic, onions, edamame, scallions, tomatoes, Parmesan cheese, and some lemon zest to go with our wine, risotto, and the broth. Shrimp. We want to make sure the pan is hot, and it is. We're going to add a little bit of butter, not too much. And then we're going to add our shrimp. We'll add a little bit of salt, and I'm not worried about getting the shrimp all the way cooked right now because we're gonna finish off the cooking inside the risotto, but I wanted to infuse the flavor of the rum at this point. Done. We're gonna go ahead and cook off the risotto. I'm gonna start off by adding a little bit of butter to the pan. The pan was already hot. I checked to see that it was hot. I'm gonna let that butter melt a little bit. The key about this is I want to get all the flavors to layer through the process. So with garlic goes from raw to burnt really quickly. I'm waiting for that aroma. I smell that aroma of the garlic, then I'm ready for my onions. Okay, so now I've got a little bit of caramelization happening. I'm ready to add the risotto. And what I want to do is I actually want to get the risotto to start to crackle a little bit. I want to toast it, and that's going to help open up the pores of the risotto. So risotto is a short grain rice, and so what it will do is actually releases a little bit of extra starch, and that's what makes risotto so creamy and so delicious. Now the risotto is really starting to crackle a little bit, and I'm going to add the wine. What I really want to have is I want this to be a shocking experience so that we can get those pores to open up. So with risotto, a lot of people say you got to keep stirring it. No, you don't have to keep stirring it. You just have to stir it frequently enough that you don't allow any sticking to happen on the bottom, and that you allow the kernels of the rice to absorb all the moisture. And I don't have to keep stirring, as I mentioned a moment ago. All I'm looking for is for this to start to simmer again. And you can see how this is starting to become a little creamy. That's the starch is releasing, and that's going to give us that beautiful texture. You can see that as I'm stirring here, there's a little bit of a path that's left behind. That's how I know that the stock is absorbing nicely. At this point, you can see that the kernels are starting to become opaque on the outside and still a little bit of white in the middle. Okay, so as we go through this process, I'm trying to get the color to be even. Wow, look at how that risotto is starting to stand up really nicely. So we can see that the kernels are starting to become uniform in color. You can see the volume of the risotto has gotten a little bit bigger. Obviously, it's been absorbing the liquid, so it's starting to plump up. And we can see that the kernels are starting to become uniform in color. Or to add the flavor of the shrimp and finish cooking the shrimp. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat off our Parmesan cheese. Give it a little stir. And I like to add a little bit of extra stock here at the very end to help bring all the flavors together, and to keep that risotto beautiful and creamy. The last step is to take a taste. Looking for two things: making sure that the rice is fully cooked and that we have the balance of the flavor there. So you can see that there's still a little creaminess, a little bit of moisture to it. Look at that. Oh, wow. So we're going to put that into the bowl. The bowl is nice and warm. Remember, hot food is served on hot plates. Cold food is served on cold plates. Buen provecho.